Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. I'm pretty excited. I'll show you why in a second. Obviously, there's no more Zycraft cobblestone tank on the surface. It's now in the ground. I put it in the description of the last video. I figured it out before I uploaded. Basically, what I did was I removed all the dirt that was part of the tank wall and replaced it with cobblestone, and it works just fine. It holds 2,000 buckets, and basically what I did was I put a valve here, and then I made a couple redstone engines to pump the stuff from the top tank into the bottom tank, which took forever because that wooden pipe, that wooden waterproof pipe, is quite the bottleneck apparently. So this is all good. I still need to make some more magmatic engines, but I already started preparing. Before I really do much else, I want to make the redstone energy conduit and an energy cell. And I have already made the magma crucible and liquid transposer. What I'm so excited about, I went mining and I found some more quartz. So we get to make ME storage today. It does require power, which is why I want a redstone energy cell, so it can constantly draw however much it needs, and then the engines can kick on when they need to. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the ME storage thing. I think we're only going to have enough to make one of the discs, but that's okay. I just want to kind of check it out, and then as we get more resources later, I can expand the storage. I tried to plant a potato and carrot on here, and they don't plant. So I don't know if that's a bug or if the guy just doesn't like potatoes and carrots, but everything else plants right there. It may not grow because of the sign, I'm not sure, but these definitely do not plant. So whatever I said about it in the last episode, disregard when it comes to potatoes and carrots. So let's take a look at these recipes. This thing, fairly simple except for the conversion matrix, which is all of this stuff. Not that bad. This thing, we have to cook it, and we have to make a quartz cutting knife to make that, and we have to cook up some silicon, which is the quartz dust, in the powered furnace, which I have set up over here. So let's just pop a couple of those in there. We'll let them go. We're going to have to make our knife, and then we're going to need one of these things for that, and then we're going to need another one, I think. What's it called? I don't think we have enough to make the 4K because we have to make this, which requires a bunch more quartz. So we'll worry about the 4K one later. I think we can make the 1K, no big deal. It's one storage cell, which is this thing. So we're going to have to make two of these, and then the rest of it we just put together with quartz crystal. So let's get started on this. I've also started cooking up some red power stuff because we're going to need some of that as well. And I think maybe iron goes right there. Probably have some in here. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and make two of these things. So we're going to need another. We have redstone, we're going to need some gold. We'll just grab a stack of that. I think we are going to need more iron. For some reason, the lead that came out of the induction smelter I made is not the same as the lead that came out of the powered furnace. And I now have two types of silver, this one and that one. I don't know what's up with that. I haven't made a forged lexicon yet, so I cannot fix that. I think we're also going to need some glass. So these things, uh-oh, I right clicked instead of left click. Alright, so it's just the gold in the middle, no big deal. This thing, I think it's kind of like the red power 2, the saws. They take damage as you use them. So you can use them over and over again if you need to. So let's throw those guys in there. Hopefully they stack. We're going to need a chest, which I have somewhere. A couple of glass, and I know that we need 5 iron for the first thing. Gonna have to refresh my memory with the floppy disk. Maybe it goes like that. Oh, I have to make that other thing. No, that's the wrong one. What am I doing here? That thing, I gotta put the quartz and the redstone around it. Alright. Missing a step here. I hate these complicated recipes. Let me see if we're going to need 2 of those. I can go ahead and make the other one. I think we might. What's the other one called? ME storage? Forget what it looks like. Oh, it's an ME chest. That's what it is. Yeah, we're going to need something different for that. So we'll go ahead and make that one too while we're here. And it was 2 quartz. I think it was like that. Excellent. Alright, so we'll go ahead and make this thing since we're in here. That's the one that takes the chest. Okay, ME chest. By the way, if you're not familiar, if you've typed in here, rather than hitting backspace, if you right click, it clears it. So if you see me doing that, that's how I'm doing that. So 1K storage. Okay, 3 redstone, 2 glass. Got it. And I may have had enough to make the 4K, but I'm not really worried about it. I just kind of wanted to check this out. This would be a really good way to move our stuff from one place to another. Let me kill him so he's not up here hissing at us the whole time. I'm a little laggy today for some reason. I had 1 bar when I connected. So let's get rid of this thing. And let's put that down. We can access it. Well, we can and we can't. We cannot put anything in it. If we give it power, look at this. So let's do this. I want to take all the silver and gold and stuff. And the way this thing stores things, it stores it in one stack if it's a like item. So you see we've got all this iron, all the everything. So if we kill the power to it, I don't know if it has a buffer or not, but I can still take items and it takes them a stack at a time. Even if you shift click, it gives you 1 stack. Right click, you get half a stack. Spacebar click doesn't do anything, it just picks it up. So this thing is pretty cool. We can take the disk out and then the items are on the disk. So if I make a bigger storage thing and I want to move, I can literally throw everything on here and just, put it in an ender chest and get it on the other end rather than risk dying when I carry it. So this thing has to have a buffer because the engine is not on. But as you can see, it stores many different items. So my plan for this, just this one, I'm not sure, I know it'll store 63 types of items. I know it uses more data as you add items to it. Let's take out a lot of the iron and see. let's take out everything. So that's 73. And that's 113. So it does take a I'm just going to call it memory space. So I mean, you could put a stack or so of 63 different types, or you can store, you know, random amounts of whatever, but it's not infinite, obviously. But I thought it would be nice for down here, since I have, you know, all of these items. Let's just do this and see what happens. 369, okay. I just wanted it to use it to store everything that I have not made a barrel for. And I can't put anything in it right now. I'm shift clicking. So apparently I need to give it more power, and now I can store stuff again. And now everything's in here. Middle clicking does not auto sort it, so keep that in mind. And if you take out, everything goes to the top left. So, but it's still pretty cool if you know, put your things in the order you want them in. You don't have to worry about running out of, well, I mean, obviously, eventually you'll run out of space. But I've got all these items in here, and that was almost full for this iron chest. But this one holds all of them. And if I fill up this one module, I can always pull it out and put another one in. And there's a machine that'll name these things. I don't remember what it's called, but we're going to get into that later, trust me, because I'm very interested in that. So let me take out these things that I didn't really want in here, that I just put in here for demonstration purposes. All of this stuff can stay, and you really don't have to leave it on all the time, apparently. But if you do, I think it'll draw a small amount of power, you know, as it goes. So let's get another magmatic, and we'll go ahead, and I think I forgot to make my electrum. So let's set up the magma crucible. Actually, I probably ought to take a lot of stuff out of here that I'm going to need. I know I'm going to need iron. I might need gold. Probably not more than a stack of each. Let me go ahead and get one of everything. I didn't mean to do that. We'll take this out, and then we can take that thing. We'll just put it right here for now for safekeeping. Oh man, those guys are so loud. Oh, of course I can't see if he's too close. Alright, so I need to melt down some redstone. The conduit and the redstone energy cell are the first priority. I'm going to have to melt down the redstone, and also, did I not get my transposer? I'm going to have to make some electrum, because you need that for something, I'm pretty sure. And I already cooked up a bunch of hardened glass, so let's put one of those here. Probably ought to grab a few of these as well. And then we'll just put the pulverizer right here, because we don't want the I don't know what I'm saying. I thought I did, but I don't. So don't mind me. Let's see, this one is the crucible. I need to go ahead and get that cooking because that takes the longest. And let's look up electrum. I think it's like gold and silver or something. Electrum blend. Maybe copper. No, it's not copper and tin. Well, okay, I got it, but how do I get it? Oh. Gold and silver, cool. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just, I don't know, do half a stack of each. And I'm going to need much more redstone. This thing uses so much power, it's ridiculous. Let's set that up. Output on the right, this one, input on the left. Excellent. And I'm thinking this time, when I actually set up the real base, I want to put like the power in the middle and kind of make it like a hub and then spokes going out with redstone conduit and redstone energy cells. And then the engines only kick on when they need to fill up a cell. Alright, so let's do the conduit. I think is actually pretty easy. It's electrum and hardened glass, and we get 4 of them. And I'm probably only going to need about 12 right now. And then the energy cell takes 4 electrum. Okay. Damn it. So for each energy cell you need 3 electrum here and 4 for the frame, so 7. And then, so 8. So you need 8 for each redstone energy cell. So I'm going to let this pulverize. I'm going to do the silver as well. Let's take care of this right now. Should have turned it off, right? Just click that one. Alright, well either way, if I were trying to sleep that would be nice, but I'm trying to play a game here. So, okay, there we go with those. So I'm going to go ahead and pulverize these. I'll go ahead and cook up all the electrum, and then we'll make hopefully 1 energy cell and about 12 or so conduits, and I'm apparently going to need a bunch more lava in that one. This one uses a lot of MJ. So I'm going to do this and I'll be right back. Okay guys, welcome back. First off, the weather setting, it's under other settings. You just turn weather to off. You don't see any of it. I did a little bit of poking around while I was letting this stuff cook. I don't remember how much molten redstone it takes to fill certain things up, so I figure we can just try it. And I cooked about, I don't know, it's a little over a stack. I forget how much you get from what. I've got my electrum, and I need this stuff. And I figure we'll just make 1 energy cell first. So we're going to need a diamond for that. So let's do that. Surprisingly, I'm doing okay on diamonds. I'm not doing okay on copper. this is all the copper that we have. I looked at the medium stone recipes and there are none, so I'm going to have to run a couple of turtles at the 50 level and see if I can come up with some. And what was that? Was it electrum around the edges? Yep. Energy cell frame. And I only want one for right now. And then I think we have to fill this up. I didn't take it. And this one only uses 4 MJ total, I believe, so that one engine should be okay. I don't know what the buffer has to be for the thing to start working, but it takes a second. So for the conduit, it's just electrum and hardened glass. So I think you get 4 of them. So I'm going to take 12 for now, and I want to save some of this stuff for another energy cell down the line. If I have enough molten redstone, I'll go ahead and make 2, because you can never have too many of those things. They're really good buffers, like a bat box. So this takes 1,000 millibuckets to fill. And so what's that, 2350? That takes 150. So I'm going to go ahead and make all of those, and then it'll be fine. Plenty. So I can actually make 4 more of those and 1 more energy thing. I should have enough to fill it up. Alright. If my fuzzy math is correct, it should be plenty. That ought to be 600 to fill those, and then another 1,000 to fill this thing. And then we end up with 6 conduits. And yep, it's all good. So now we need to make a couple of those coils, whatever they are. I think they're the conductance coils. We need 2 of those. Do I have any lead? I didn't grab any lead out of the ME storage. That is okay. I would prefer to do this a different way, but that's alright. Let me make sure I need it. I'm pretty sure it takes it. Yep, 2 lead, 3 electrum. So we'll just hook this thing back up for just a second. Assuming it doesn't just let us... Excuse me. Yeah, we can't... I don't think we can do anything with it without a little bit of power. I want to see what kind of power it takes, actually. And I like this color of lead better. So, what do we need? Those, 2 of these. Redstone energy cells, excellent. So, I have been playing a fair amount, but for my 4th episode, that's not bad. So what I kind of want to do is, I actually want to see how much this draws. And I cannot move that because it has stuff in it. I don't want to waste that. Oh, I didn't want to do that either. I don't want to waste it because the molten redstone is precious. But I can do that, and then we can put this thing next to it. Alright, I think my voice is going. So this ought to be filling up at 4 MJ. But I wanted to set this thing. Yeah, we can take stuff. I wanted to set it at like 5 just to see It goes up, it goes down. It's getting 4 from the engine. So if I leave this thing sitting here and the engine runs continuously and the thing fills up, we know that this ME chest takes, it takes less than 4 MJ per tick. I want to see if it'll just run on 1. Probably. Well, alright, cool. So, the way I had laid this out, I was going to line up all my engines right here. But I think I'm actually going to do this a little differently since I was able to make the energy cell. I'll probably reroute this and then run the conduit to the energy cell and use the energy cell as a buffer, and then make one of those NOR latches so that the engines only kick on when the energy cell is empty, so things can take whatever power they need. And this will get a conduit input just like all of the machines will, and the machines are actually going to go like right in line right here, kind of like they were. And I may actually, when I make my compressor and a geothermal generator, just so I can make glowstone or compress things if I need to compress them, I may just put them right here so that you know, the generator has lava and the compressor, as long as it's touching it, it'll take power. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. That is everything on this list. So we can take down that sign, and I want to fill this thing up and see how much it'll actually hold. Obviously, I cannot store, you know, 64 stacks of 63 items because it doesn't have enough memory, but that's okay. I just wanted it to make it easier for storing things that we have a lot of, like iron. We have a lot of iron, so I'm going to make some more magmatic engines, and I'm going to go ahead and set this all up right now, and then I'll just show you after the fact. So I'll just run that out. Well, it's almost out anyway. So as soon as that runs out, I'll move it around, and then I'll have to figure out what to do next episode. I think I want to play around with a few of the other Zycraft blocks, but I'm gonna have to do some research into them, and I want to see if I can make the 4K storage thing. This one. So I have to make 3 of these things, which takes one of those. So I'm gonna need, I don't know, at least 12 quartz. Yeah, that's it, just 12. And then 3 dust, or 1 dust. So I may go ahead and make that and then see how much we can put on it. And I'll just pump everything into it and see what happens. So that's going to do it for this episode. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, concerns, you know the spiel. I say it at the end of every episode. Please leave me a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.